I don't know. You want to intro us in?
That's the intro.
Mutant City Horror, episode 4.5. I don't know. I kind of made the video on this 4.5. I wasn't sure if we were ready to make it a 5 or what. Special episode, I guess.
Special episode, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Welcome back,
dude. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it sure has. And to all those out there, I'm very sorry about the delays. Sorry about taking so long to get back at you guys. In the time we've had a bit of faulty problems here and there, bit of conflicting schedules and such. So
I think we made a creative decision to take January off.
Right.
And then we had a fucking kick-ass idea for February, considering Valentine's Day, which is kind of what we'll recap today.
Oh, we're definitely gonna have to recap that.
And then and then scheduling conflicts for March. And it sucks because I think what happened to us in February, which we're going to talk about today with the convention and the actual shooting of the podcast, it kind of broke my spirit a little bit, where I was just like, fuck, man, what are we doing? But then as time went on and we weren't doing anything about it, I was like, dude, what are we doing? We need to be on this shit.
No, I agree. As you know, there was just things that kind of got in the way of, personal things and stuff like that too, that kind of conflicted everything. And so I agree to the point. I just I really wanted to get going with this and stuff, but did have to go through a few things here and there, help out some people, and now I guess we're back on track.
Yeah.
I did miss this. I really wanted to get back to this as soon as possible, and I know you wanted to stay on top of it. I know that's your goal as well. So here we are, a whole new episode. We got a bit of extras for you, a bit of how do I want to say it? Well, I don't know.
Some fun stuff. Yeah, I mean,
fun stuff. Yeah. I'm sorry. We went to a con. We got to visit some people, and it was a fun, exciting experience overall.
Well, let me back up a second. So obviously we're back to shooting remote, given some of the scheduling conflicts Matt's talking about. So we're trying to do what we can with the resources available to us. So sorry if this comes out a little grainy or shitty, but it's a low budget podcast. So what do you expect?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you gonna expect from me?
Okay. So February was was scheduled to be fucking kick ass, right? So early in January, we find out that I think it was February 6th, somewhere around there, whatever that first or second Saturday was of February, at the Ontario Convention Center, which is right up the street from your house. They're hosting what's called CreepieCon. It's a convention, horror themed convention, I guess. So Saturday and Sunday, your girlfriend was actually a vendor there, which was awesome because I got you like special privilege inside the con. The rest of us,
Sure.
Common folk, had to actually buy the tickets, but we did get a discount on those, so that was kick-ass too. So shout out to Apothecary. Thank you for the discount.
Thank you, Apothecary. Yeah, look her up, Instagram. She got very, very, very good products.
We look at the lineup for this thing, right? It's a 2-day event at Ontario Convention Center, and there's a whole slew of actors that are scheduled to be there signing autographs, a shitload of vendors. And so, we had the bright idea of like, fuck it, let's take the show on the road, right? So let's buy some wireless mics for us to kind of, we bought some lapel mics, tested them out. They worked really well during testing. The idea was to walk around, interview people, get as much on camera as possible, maybe pay for some autographs or whatever. And then we had shirts made, right?
We do. Where did I put mine? I was gonna wear mine today. I know. I saw you wearing yours, and I was like, shit.
Can you see the back?
Everyone take a snapshot of that.
You know, what's funny is I put it on just for the show. I was wearing my Foo Fighters shirt today. I'm sure you heard the news about Taylor Hawkins, drummer for Foo Fighters, passed away last night.
That's very sad,
man. But I figured for the podcast, I'd put this shirt on. It's only the second time I've worn it. The first time was at the con, and it doesn't fit. Like it shrunk, and then I probably put on some weight since then, so it didn't fit real. It doesn't fit real nice.
You know what? But we looked excellent in them.
Well, because it wasn't just you and I. It was me, you, Peter, his girlfriend, the kids, Perla, Raymond, and his girlfriend went on Sunday, and they wore the shirts. And it was kick ass because on the back of the shirt, the QR code actually works. So if anybody scans that QR code, it'll take you right to our YouTube page. And we were hoping to pick up, some more watchers and stuff, but I don't think we picked up any new ones. So we got the shirts made. We got the mics all set up. We show up. We start. Well, actually, here, let me play some footage here. It's pretty dope, right? It's a big, huge, it's a convention center, so it's all good. Lots of displays, lots of vendors getting set up. Even though we got inside around like 12-ish or so, it was still very early because that fucking place got packed out later in the night, which was pretty dope.
It really did, yeah.
Yeah, there was a shitload of people there, and I heard a lot of the vendors saying, "Man, there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people." I was like, "Well, I've never been to one of these things like this, so I didn't really know what to expect." But yeah, there was a shitload of people. But yeah, so we get in, right? So we're all mic'd up. We got our shirts on. We're fucking ready to go, and we walk over, and the first booth we get to is Thom Mathews. And for those of you who don't know who Thom Mathews is, Thom Mathews, for us, he's been in a ton of shit, but for us, he is most infamously known for playing Freddy from Return of the Living Dead, which is hands down one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And so we got the opportunity to meet him. Let me play this clip real quick of us kind of getting an autograph and getting a chance to talk to him.
Essentially meeting a childhood hero right there.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Nice. Stay. Dude, it's so rad to meet you. I can't tell, it's so great to meet you. I can't tell you how many times I've seen just this movie in particular.
It's a keeper for sure. It still holds up too.
I started watching it when I was in maybe elementary school, early junior high.
Sure. Thank you. Elementary school, yeah. I didn't let my kids see it till they're 13.
Yeah.
It was. We were like 9-year-olds watching.
It was one of those latchkey kid. I got a couple bucks in my.
How'd you come to watch it the first time?
So before him, I had.
Made you watch an older brother made you
no,
watch it. Babysitter made you watch it.
I volunteered to watch it. A buddy and I we
experiment. It was experimental.
We'd go to the local movie store, and then we just peruse the horror movies, and whatever cover art looked good to us, that's what we took. And so we took Return of the Living Dead, and it's just been with us the rest of our lives.
We'll go right here and blast.
Yeah.
It'll really pop.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like I said, Thom Mathews been in a bunch of stuff, right? We know him from Return of the Living Dead, both Return of the Living Dead 1 and 2, which is funny because his character, Freddy, and his counterpart in that movie is, I can never remember if it's Bert or Frank. It's Bert, right? No, it's Frank.
It's Frank. Frank.
Yeah,
Frank. Bert's the boss.
Yeah. I always get them mixed up for whatever reason.
He's the head honcho. He's God dang, what is
you know
his
how
name?
I remember it? It's from the
Clue Gallagher.
Yeah.
Clue Gallagher.
Yeah. But how I remember their character names in that movie is that scene where they're freaking out and they have to call him to like come down and like get shit under control. And he picks up the phone and he dials and he puts it down and he drinks his coffee and he cleans his shirt and he's like catching his breath. He's like, "Hey, Bert, it's Frank." Wait, did I get that mixed up again?
No, you got it right.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, Bert, it's Frank. We have a little problem.
Yeah. So that's how I tried to remember their character names. But he was also in Friday the 13th, like part 6, right?
Yeah, God, the name's Tommy. I don't know the last name. He's essentially the part he plays is kind of equivalent. There's a term for it. In fact, I think they even said it in that movie Behind the Mask, if you remember that one. The documentary, the guy's
I
trying to be a
remember. Yeah,
slasher.
trust me, I fucking love that movie. I don't remember the part you're talking about though.
But there's a term. There's a guy that's always there. He's like the unstoppable hero for the villain. So for example, Michael Myers, it was Donald Pleasance as Dr. Loomis.
Right.
And Tommy is essentially that for Jason. He's that character that makes comebacks every so often. It always kind of gets the one up, caught in a very heroic situation. But he actually started out as Corey Feldman on please don't let me botch this, but I want to say it's part 4, which has a Crispin Glover in it. We know him. Fucking George McFly. Yeah, I think that was his first appearance. That was the character's first appearance. And then there was part 5 that had a different guy entirely playing him. He was in a mental ward. It wasn't even Jason. It was an imposter. It was called The New Beginning. And then after that, there was part 6. Tommy returned, and then that was Thom Mathews.
Got it. Yeah, because when I was looking at it, he doesn't start appearing in credits until part 6.
Yeah, it's the only one.
He's cool too because he got some credits in the Friday the 13th game as well. So I guess his character shows up. I never played it, but I guess his character shows up in there.
I'm gonna have to bring my computer over sometime. You should play it. It's actually pretty fun. But yeah, it's kind of a 1v4 kind of thing, or 1v8. You can have like up to like 8 players, and Jason's just trying to murk them all. Okay. And there's a slight chance that if you call for help, the first person that dies will actually be respawned as him.
Nice.
So, it's just like extra perk. And it's funny. It's got his likeness and everything. Looks just like him. And I think he did an incredible job in that movie. That's probably one of my favorite Friday the 13th, to be honest with you. That and part 7.
Nice. Well, when he was there, he was also talking about like a little mini series movie that he made. I think all of it's on YouTube. It's called Never Hike Alone. Do you recall?
I didn't remember him saying that, but I do know the title actually.
Oh, yeah.
Very familiar with it.
Yeah, so he's all up in that. I watched the first one. I think there's 3 of them. But I started watching the first one. They're not bad. They're good. But yeah, Thom Mathews, that was fucking kick ass. And one of the cool things about meeting him was that I don't know, we probably haven't told this story, but a few years ago there was a screening of Return of the Living Dead at the Beverly Cinema, which is in kind of like borderline Beverly Hills. And is it cool if I tell that story?
Yeah, why not? That was a great story. Guys, if you're a fan of Return of the Living Dead, you're totally going to want to hear this. If you were part of that, man, relive that memory. That was freaking awesome. All right, tell the story.
So they're screening Return of the Living Dead at New Beverly Cinema. I think that's what it's called officially. And not only are they screening the movie, but they have a kind of meet and greet with some of the cast members from the movie. I think the only person who didn't show up was Frank, Spider, and Suicide, and Freddy, Thom Mathews. I think those were the only ones of the main cast that didn't show up. And I think I never remember his name, but the dude who played Suicide he passed away, right? It's like Suicide's not even alive anymore. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. These are the lost ones that we'll never reclaim. But you got him, and of course, the director Dan O'Bannon, who had passed away.
Correct.
So iconic director. So RIP to both of them. But yeah, it sucks. It's something that we'll never get, you know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an empty space forever.
So it was me, you, Raymond, Peter. I think Tony was there too. And we get there,
Was
and
he?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't remember.
And we get there super fucking early, right? Because we're, fanboys, and we want to make sure that, we got a good spot up front. We get to meet everybody in the whole nine. But we get there too early, and we've been there before, so we know that there's a restaurant / bar kind of just a few feet away and across the street. So we're like, fuck it, let's go eat, get a drink, and then we'll come back and we'll do the thing. So we sit down, we're sat down at a booth, we order food, we order drinks, and we're like, okay, we should start wrapping up so we can go back over to the theater and meet everybody. Well, Peter gets up to go to use the restroom. And I remember he gets up out of the booth, and then he walks past where we're sitting kind of where there's a wall that divides, our room and the next one. And he walks through the doorway, and then instantly he comes right back and he's like, oh my God, you're never going to fucking believe who's sitting over there. And we're like, what, is it one of the cast members? He's like, no, it's fucking all of them. And we're like, what? And so we all get up and we peek over, and sure enough, the cast is fucking in that same restaurant finishing dinner and their drinks. And we're like, holy shit, what do we do? Do we hit them up? Do we leave them alone? And we're like, you know what? Fuck it, man. They're all here right now. We're going to go over there. It's going to be chaotic. Everybody's going to want to be, getting their screen time or their FaceTime with these people. We're like, fuck it, man. They're here for us anyway. So, in hindsight, I don't know if I would do it again, but in that moment I was like, yeah, let's go fucking do it. So we walk over. I think we were waiting for them to be done with their meals, and it looked like they were wrapped up. So we're like, hey, excuse us, are you guys, so-and-so? And they're like, yeah. And we're like, hey, we're actually here to go see you guys, but we're early in the whole nine. Do you mind if we get, some pictures and some autographs now before it gets all crazy over there? And they were all, well, not all of them, but for the most part, they were all super cool and chill with us, just taking pictures. And we got all our autographs. And so, here's my, I don't know if the Zoom is going to work very well or the focus here, but here's my Return of the Living Dead Blu-ray where I had all of them signed. And in fucking hindsight, I fucked up because I bought this stupid silver pen for them to sign their names, and it was too runny. And so now the signatures, they just look like blobs. And man, I was so pissed at myself for buying that stupid fucking pen. But it was cool because, we got to spend that quality time with them for 5 or 10 minutes and get our pictures and our autographs, and without having to stand in line or anything. The dude that played Chuck, I don't remember his name. I'm so bad at names. I remember him being a little pissed off that we'd interrupted their dinner.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah. And let me get in on this real fast, because I want to say, aside from the way you told the story, I mean, as a horror fan, I would have already been like super sucked in, but it was more than that. It was like a horror gold mine, dude, it was it was almost like we were like the Goonies, and then we found our landmark, our legacy was right there in front of us. And I do want to say this. I think the way I remember it specifically with your brother, when he had mentioned to us that they were over there, it was because they were talking about mohawks, and they were talking, oh, how long has it been since you had your mohawk? And I think it sunk in. He's like, wait, mohawk?
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I double check with Raymond, but I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. And he was peeking through, kind of like a peeping Tom and shit, because we had that little clearing behind our booth.
Yeah.
And we all looked, dude, we're all like, no way.
I remember. Yeah.
We saw all of them. And not to mention, oh, bless these people. Not to mention, I think when we got over there, even before we can ask, they were already like, you guys want our autographs and stuff like that? They were very friendly.
Yeah.
They
super cool.
Dude, they were like, hit us up on Facebook, and
Dude, Raymond still talks to the chick who played Tina, like through Instagram. Like that's fucking nuts to me, dude. But that's just a testament to how cool they are, you know?
Yeah, and you're right. The dude that played Chuck, well, fuck you. You can go fuck yourself. He was a douche. He was a douche the whole fucking time. I tell people all the time, like, I loved every one of those cast members, but that guy was a complete douche. And I want to tell you right now, you were the most annoying character, and that's why you fit right in.
Yeah.
So fuck you. Right? Well, see, my boy here, he wasn't sure if he got his autograph. So when we were at the show, or when we left the restaurant, we got back to the show, he wasn't sure or not if he actually got his autograph. So you were asking him if he could check or something like that. And I guess he was a real, he was a real dickhead about it. He already fucking signed it. It's
I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Whatever.
Dick
you know
move.
what? Yeah.
Dick move.
There has to be one in every cast, I guess.
Well, all of that said, the only one who wasn't there, again, one of the only ones who wasn't there was Thom Mathews. So when I saw him on the website for attending this thing, I was like, dude, I gotta fucking get his autograph. So there it is, right there. If you can see it, right next to his face. Kind of final piece of the puzzle, I guess. I don't know.
So same thing, dude.
See, yours looks a lot better than mine.
Well, it was the DVD, and this was.
No, I just mean like I just mean like the autographs in general, and it's a totally different cover. The cover art's different. I think that's original poster.
There was Thom Mathews right there. He had the silver that wasn't exactly the same color, but he still made it. And you know what? I'm saving the back for Linnea Quigley, because she's one that we're missing too.
That's right.
She was nude through the whole movie, so she deserves to have the full back.
And I'm gonna throw it out there again. returnofthelivingdead.com. They've been putting out some, like, I'm following some of the newer shit that they're putting out. They got some cool stuff, man. So if you're a fan of that movie, go to that website. We're not sponsored by them or anything. We're not sponsored by anybody. But they got.
Please
some cool
sponsor us.
Actually, they have these split dog pillows. Have you seen those?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, those are fucking rad. If I was gonna buy some more shit, one of those, I'd buy one of those. Those are pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that sounds fucking cool. I'd lay on a split dog.
So we get our interview with Thom Mathews. We get a picture with him. That was cool fucking meeting him. And then we move on a little bit, and we're kind of walking up and down, and there's the kid who was in the Georgie outfit from It.
Oh, I remember him.
Yeah, that shit was dope too. And then Howard the Duck was walking around. That was badass. Yeah. Howard the Duck is one of those things that I think flies under people's radars a lot, but it's one of my favorites. So when I saw him walking around, I was like, dude, that's badass.
Yeah, it's like a guilty pleasure for some people.
Yeah. But yeah, they then they had a bunch of different actors and puppeteers. There's a lot of killer clowns from outer space. I didn't realize how much people love that fucking movie, man. There were so many people there with their killer clowns gear, and a lot of the vendors had a lot of killer clown shit. I think we actually watched it too when we left the con and got back to my parents' house. I think I put it on for Riley, and she didn't dig it, but to each their own.
Different time.
Yeah, all good. So walking around, we go and get in line for Catherine Corcoran, who
did a better job at saying her name than I could have. I like her. She was a very sweet girl and stuff. She just has a really hard to say name.
Well, when we got to the booth, there was nobody there, right? She wasn't there. There was no line for her. And we had looked around, and right next to her was motherfucking Clint Howard, man. I got so much footage of him just like from the side. I never went up and met him or got in line to meet him. Raymond met him. Did you see that thing? Raymond acted out a scene from Little Nicky with Clint Howard. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I did like Good luck on the nipple rubbing. I don't need luck. I'm good.
How's that, dude? How is that for timing, right? Because I don't even think we knew about the con. Wait, did we? No. Oh, never mind. It was the same. No, it wasn't the same night. What was we had just watched the Ice Cream Man.
Well, you would come. I was at my parents' house for whatever reason.
I left to work from that.
Yeah, because we tried to do the episode that night. We tried to shoot an episode that night. So you came over, but you know how it is at my parents' house. It's fucking party central. So like dinner and drinks and everyone's chilling, and we couldn't get it quiet enough to do anything. And so we're like, fuck it, let's just watch a movie. And we ended up watching The Ice Cream Man, which I don't think at that point we were up on the con, or maybe we were, and that's why we watched it, because we knew he was going to be
that's
there.
That's probably what it was. Yeah.
Which is a great movie, man. I love that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got
probably like the second time I watched it, but like,
yeah,
it definitely was.
Yeah.
Really well done. Gotta
love me some Clint Howard, man. Love that dude.
Yeah.
But we leave Catherine Corcoran's booth, and then we walk over to Miss Christina Klebe's booth. Now, for those of you at home who don't remember, our December episode, our Christmas episodes, was on the movie Sleigh Bells. And Christina Klieb was one of, if not the main actors in the movie. And she kind of stepped up as like lead action girl. I think that's what they call them, right? Action girls. That was their YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yeah. And I remember in the episode for the podcast, like I just kept butchering her name. And I wrote it down, and Raymond told me, and like I just could not fucking get it. And then I made the error in the episode that her IMDb page was small, or like she didn't have a lot of credits. And then like when I was sober the next day and looked, it's actually really fucking long. And a funny side note too is as I was putting the footage together for this recap, I was putting that part together with Christina Klieb, and then Perla was watching a Cold Case or Criminal Minds. I think it was Criminal Minds. And she played the antagonist in that episode. I was like, dude, what are the fucking odds?
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Footage, and she's on my TV right now on a different show. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But no, so we, dude, it was so cool. We, stand in line, we get to meet her, we talk with her, we tell her the whole story about our podcast, about how I butcher her name, and she was totally fucking cool with it. She actually thought that we were some people that she did an interview with, which kind of led me to think afterwards, like maybe we could just hit her up and do something like that, because I mean, she was charging for autographs and pictures like everybody else was, but she was totally fine with us putting a camera in her face and talking to her for a few minutes with no charge.
She even asked, do you guys want an interview?
No, she didn't ask if we want an interview. We told her we did. No. We told her we did the December episode of our podcast, and she was in it, and we talked to her about her a lot in that episode. And she was like, oh, did we do an interview? And we're like, no. We're just two guys.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Starting off trying to do some dumb shit. So, but yeah, no, that interview was cool.
Hi, Christina Klieb. So,
yeah, thank you so much.
I wanted to come here to introduce ourselves.
Okay.
So my name is Paul.
Okay.
This is Matt.
Hey.
We are just starting a little low-budget podcast about horror movies.
Okay.
Yeah. And our Christmas episode was Sleigh Bells.
Oh, wait, did we do an interview?
No, we did not. No, trust me.
Yeah,
it's just me and this guy. Like,
Yeah, we just
there's
started
no
it and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
But when we were reading up about the movie, we were talking about you a lot because you're kind of, one of the bigger names in the movie. And part of our shtick is to drink while we watch the movie, and then we record really drunk.
I heard drinking while watching the movie.
I came to the premiere of that movie.
Oh, did you really?
Everybody loves that movie, and I have so many friends now who don't even watch horror movies who love that movie for Christmas.
Yeah.
It was a fun ride.
Yeah,
it was a
great.
fun ride.
And I got a little too drunk, and I was butchering your name the entire time. And so, like, the next...
How were you saying it?
Cabelos. I don't know why. Yeah.
It went all different directions. He finally got it right after a couple of them and stuff.
Wow.
He even shouted out an apology
Yeah.
to you for
And like, I
mispronouncing
had it
your
on my
name.
laptop, I wrote it down, and I still messed it up. So I apologize to you in the podcast. And then also when I went to edit it and post it, I made a comment that your IMDb page was small. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. And then I looked at it and it was super long, and I was like, yeah, I made some corrections in the episode and was like, no, very seasoned. Yeah.
What's your podcast called?
Mutant City Horror.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
QR code on the back if you see us walking around.
Did you guys see I Am Fear, her other movie?
No,
No.
not yet.
No?
Could be another one for the podcast, though. Did he?
Did you really?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called I Am Fear.
I Am Fear. When did it come out?
It was in theaters briefly in 2020, now it then went on VOD right after.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like right before.
Cool.
That was our last hurrah. The
Nice.
last party I went to
Oh.
was our premiere.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's right.
Chicago.
Nice.
You're actually
Well-
in LA.
Oh, well, no, the last one was Chicago.
Well, I know, but the last party.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I barely
Nice.
remember that year anyway. It's all over.
Well, right on. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you guys.
So yeah, I mean, and what's cool is, you know, she's in a ton of other shit too. The guy that she was with in this clip, his name is Kevin Schulman. And I know that because he was talking about a movie that she's in called I Am Fear. And he had mentioned that he directed it. So I did a quick look up and found him, and he's
I Am
done some
Fear.
other stuff. Yeah. But crazy tie-in is that Christina Klieb is also she also does some voiceover work in the Friday the 13th video game, which I was like, that's cool. We just talked to Thom Mathews and he was in that shit too.
That's right. Yeah, she's wonder which character she is. Well, not that big. but
Yeah,
anyway,
I didn't make a note.
it's irrelevant. Well,
but, you know,
she's not irrelevant, but you know. like
And what was cool about the con was that we mentioned that she was also in, you know, Rob Zombie's version of Halloween, which the girl who played Laurie was also at the con as well. So, you
That's
know,
right.
it's cool to see like a lot of the same people kind of all hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
And then so from there we just walked around. We met somebody named what's his name here? Matthew St. Matthews. I never heard of him before. But when we walked up to the booth, you know, they saw us in our shirts and they're like, "Hey, Mutant City Horror, what's up?" And we're like, "Hey, what's going on?" So we start talking to him. And it's this younger guy. Let me play this clip here. Hold on.
I don't know, but I see a whole lot of
These are
critters.
fucking awesome, man. I talk about critters.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's us. Yeah, dude.
Straight right here live at Crude Cinema.
There you go.
We're filming a movie that's live on Indiegogo right now called Strange Toys, starring him and Patty Mullen. That's Frankenhooker.
Hell yeah.
Live right now. You can get involved, man. It's gonna be wild.
Fuck yeah, we'll
You
look
like
at.
ghoulies, critters, any of that? It's a new version of something.
Nice, man, dude.
Yeah,
Awesome.
When's the release? Is it already?
Well, we're filming it in April. The Indiegogo to raise funds is live right now.
Maybe we can cover it on the podcast, man. We're all about this low budget stuff.
Okay, so this guy in the scene with or in this shot right here with Matthew St. Matthews is the older guy. This younger guy with all the tattoos here, his name is Robbie Lopez. And he was telling us he had mentioned that there's this movie on Indiegogo called Strange Toys. So I looked it up. He was the director. I did like look him up via pictures, and turns out it's the same guy, but he's got some cool stuff under his belt as a director. He directed 3 episodes of something called Mulligan's Monsters, which is a series on Trauma Now. Do you know what Trauma Now is, Matt?
Yes, it's a subscription service by
It's like
the
Netflix,
gifted,
but just for
Lloyd
trauma.
Kaufman.
Oh my God. I totally forgot that thing existed until I was reading up on this guy. And yeah, he has a couple episodes of a series called Mulligan's Monsters on there. So worth checking out if you subscribe to Trauma Now, or, you know, you can get a free 7-day subscription. So, you know, do like the rest of us, sign up, watch a few things, and then do what you got to do. But I will say it's only $50 for the entire year, which is not bad. Or you can do $5 a month, which is what I think Shudder costs, right?
Yeah, that's what I pay for Shudder.
There are worse ways you can spend $5 a month. So
Dude, honestly, I've never disappointed in Shudder.
Hey, for $5 a month, you know.
And
I
then
don't
when
think
you
you
get,
can.
it's funny because when you start getting tired of the regular library, you're like, well, I've seen that. I've already watched that a bunch of times. At that moment, they start bringing in new shit and shit you forgot about. Bless their hearts, man.
Nice. So, Robbie Lopez directing this movie on Indiegogo. It's not out yet. It's called Strange Toys. I looked for it. It's not out yet. This guy, Matthew St. Matthews, is in it, but he said in the clip, it's also starring Patty Mullins, which is the actor who plays Frankenhooker, which I haven't seen, and it's on my list. I think it is in Shudder, so it's one of the things that I do want to watch.
In fact, yeah, there's a Joe Bob Briggs episode on it too.
See, there you go.
That would be the best way to watch it for the first time, might I add.
Have you seen it?
Which one? Frankenhooker? No.
Yeah. Okay. We should probably watch it. We should probably watch it. And here's why. Well, here's one of the reasons why. The director of Frankenhooker.
Oh, he's Basket Case. He did Basket Case, right?
Frank Henenlotter. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Let me look at it here. Henen, Henenlotter. Yeah, Henenlotter. So he directs Frankenhooker in 1990. And then he directs another movie in 2008. Do you know what that movie's called, Matt?
No.
I'm going to blow your mind. You ready?
I'm ready.
Bad Biology.
How did that shit go a full circle like that?
Oh,
what
fuck, man. Horror is a small world, dude.
Holy shit.
Don't say anything. We'll talk about why that's funny in a little bit. Fuck. Anyways, so yeah. So probably Frankenhooker on the list somewhere down the line for us to watch. And then I think from there, we just kind of started walking on, right? And then we started looking at some of the vendors. We came up on Dani's Spooky Treats, which is, well, here, let me play the clip.
Hey, Bill, back on. Hi.
You gotta get the name. Nobody names.
I know, right? Potion Peach, Sour Zombie Bears, that's dope. Scary Cherries.
Psycho Pineapple, Blue Bears.
These are great.
So we're doing a special here for our podcast and stuff. You guys want? We can help advertise. We're doing this video.
Want to tell us a little about who you are and what you do? You don't have to.
You don't have to.
We're totally winging it, so
Yeah.
whatever you, if you don't, it's
Yeah.
okay, right? You want to introduce her?
I don't know your name, but I see you all the time at these events. I see you guys. My girlfriend is apothecary. Yeah, so you guys. Yeah, we've been around here.
All right, Matt, give us a little introduction. What is your name again? I'm sorry. Dani? Oh, this is Matt. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so Matt, introduce Dani and tell us, and then you can tell us.
This is Dani from Dani's Spooky Treats. All right. Beautifully crafted snacks, dare I say. I absolutely love these things.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure, I know I had your candy apple thing and stuff.
And I
Um,
made the tamarindo.
Oh, you make it yourself? Oh, man. How long have you been doing this?
I'm actually gonna have a year on the 25th of February.
How'd you get started doing it?
You know, it's like family, like a family recipe. You know, so we finally, I told my husband, you know, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I want to be with my kids. So I said, hey, I told my husband about the idea about starting a small family business. I know there's a lot out there, but
Yeah, nothing competes to this.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So this is a really good example of the audio problems that we were having. For whatever reason, the microphones weren't like, I think after doing some very little reading, I think because it was so loud and all the background noise, it just was having a hard time syncing with each other, because Peter and I tested those microphones the night before and they worked fucking perfect. But it was also at my parents' house. There was no sound. It was just him and I. So I don't know, maybe it was just too much interference and background noise. But that's why I added the subtitles here to the interview for as much as I could, because some of it just becomes indistinguishable. So, but
Yeah.
cool fucking booth, man. She was handing out free samples. That shit was good. Perla ended up buying a bunch of candy from there as well. I'm gonna link I'm gonna put in the description all the links to some of these vendors so people can go check that shit out. Again, we're not sponsored by anybody, at least not yet. So we're just showing you a bunch of cool shit that we found and think that you guys would enjoy too. So go ahead and check that out. Dani's Spooky Treats. And then we keep walking. We come across, there was a tea spot. I don't have the name of it in my notes.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they had like a tea of every kind. They have a like Nightmare on Elm Street tea. It was cool, man. It was so
they had
cool.
some cool shit. And then we came up on Wicked Toys. That's what they're called, right? Oh, Nightmare Toys.
Nightmare. And I was gonna say, I've actually been to their store in Nevada, and actually somewhere I have my zombie shirt. That's where I got it from.
Oh, nice.
Fun place to go if you ever, in Nevada and you want to check it out.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get there in the clip here.
Yeah, they originate in Vegas.
Dude, I'm loving the Ghoulie love. Hi. Good. We're Mutant City Horror. We're a very low budget podcast about horror. So we're just walking around checking out all the booths. You want to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing?
Can I take my mask off?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hello, I'm Christine. I'm one of the co-owners of Nightmare Toys, and we are located in Las Vegas, and we also have a website too. We are on all social media, and we also have a podcast too, Nightmare Toys, on our YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Wonderful.
Well, check it out. Do you have like a...
So you were saying you've been to their place in Nevada?
Oh yeah. It's a really awesome store, cunning, state of the art. They actually they got a section in there where you can buy VHS tapes. It's so awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing now with like the 90s making a comeback.
I know, but and shout out to Joe Bob Briggs, but it's kind of funny. He brought this up before on one of his shows. I was thinking about it too. He's all like, I understand people who go and buy records and stuff like that. It's more crisp sounding. It's got a certain value to it other than just listening to the music digitally. But he doesn't understand why you would go back to watching VHS because the quality was so terrible that your eyes aren't even going to be able to adjust. You're so used to the clarity we get nowadays.
Douchebag hipsters. Most TVs don't even have the audio and video inputs anymore. But now it's just HDMI.
Right. And dude, I no disrespect. If you want to collect VHSs, collect VHSs. They're beautiful to look at and everything.
As Christy said, they got their own podcast as well. So, I think one of the things you and I talked about after, talking with her was like, fuck, we should see if maybe we can go out there and like, do our episode with them or them with us or something. Because even in that clip with that Matthew St. Matthews guy, he was like, yeah, I'll do an interview. And we're like, fucking sweet. Yeah, let's do that. Even though we don't have any idea who you are, but give us a couple of days. We'll watch your movies and then we'll do an interview. So hopefully that's something we can expand on later with the show is, incorporating some of these interviews and making that shit happen. So moving on from there, I think, we just started walking around, checking out some of the booths. There was a lot of cool shit. Was there anything that stuck out from you from like vendor wise that you thought was like pretty badass or?
I've always been one to love like the guys that are selling like the really edgy like Blu-ray discs and stuff like that. Stuff that maybe you've heard the title for, you can never receive for some reason because it's in such low distribution that you have to order it sometimes. I kind of value those. So there was a guy there that had some pretty kick-ass looking shit. I mean, it looked like backyard kind of stuff, but sometimes you'll find a gold mine in there somewhere.
I don't know how to pronounce the name of their company.
I forgot what it was. God.
It's Underworld Subroxxa, Subroxxa.
Okay, I still have his business
Horror
card
merchandise
right
and movies. Underworld Subroxxa.com. So again, all the links to everything will be in the description of this episode. You can go and check that shit out. But yeah, I remember it looked like I won't say like college film. It was more like borderline. Like I thought as I was looking at some of those Blu-rays, I was like, how much of this is like horror, like fan inspired horror, like scary movie, and like how much of it is like, I don't know, like weird what's the term I'm looking for, like
torture porn.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. That's how some of those movies look.
No, I feel, sometimes I feel like that's the goal for some of these films and stuff, is like you just want to create a load of controversy. I'm not against it.
I'll put it this way. A lot of those movies look like, to me, they would be like those movies to
don't show grandma. Or preferably kids under at least 16 and stuff or something,
You know how like when wrestling was like at its ultimate fucking height and people were doing that extreme backyard wrestling where like they were wrestling in barbed wire in their backyards and like lighting people on fire and shit. Like, I feel like that's what those movies are, where like you took something you absolutely fucking love and then just like went way too far the other way with it. And now it's a whole other thing by itself. I honestly felt like if I bought some of those movies, like I'd end up on a list or something. Like I was a little worried about buying some of those, but then again, like, there's probably some really good gems in there as well. But yeah, wish I had the time to sort through all that shit, but yeah, some weird stuff. But
dude, that feeling that you're talking about, actually, I had that when I saw Serbian film for the first time. Sorry, everyone. I torrented a movie. Wait, huh? No.
I don't even know what
Red
that
flags.
means. Huh?
Yeah, what the hell is it? So anyways, I'm watching this film because I can't find it anywhere. So, I get this film and I'm watching it, and dude, I hear the helicopter coming overhead and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, oh shit, they caught me, But I don't know if it's because of the movie or because it's a Serbian film, type thing. It's just, a very dreadful feeling there. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So their booth was cool. I mean, fucking huge, and they had a lot of people there. And like, I remember some guy was like standing next to us, and he was buying like 90 or $100 worth of Blu-rays, and like he mentioned to the person he was with, he's like, well, I guess I won't pay the gas bill or something this month. And I was like, that's fucking hardcore, man. I love that shit. That's awesome. Like that you're that dedicated to the horror, and you're willing to put yourself out there and see that shit, and just spend that money. It's awesome.
Yeah. Impressed. Even if it's for shock value.
To me, there was a lot of cool shit there too. Lots of fucking art, lots of action figures, collectibles, and a lot of people making soap. That was weird to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody needs soap, so I guess. But that was cool. They had the soap with like some pictures of some monsters and shit. A lot of pop. What are those? The pop. What are them?
Pop figures.
Yeah. They had one of the Michael Myers house with Michael Myers in it. That one was fucking cool.
I have the Michael Myers, but not the house.
And you know what?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That guy customized them, I think, too.
Well,
is that what it was?
Yeah. And here's the thing too. People were buying that shit at the vendor's booth and then taking it right back over to where the actors were. Because we forgot to even mention that Nick Castle was there. The original Michael Myers from the original Halloween was there. And the line for his booth was out the fucking door. But people were buying shit from vendors that were Halloween themed. And then they would go over to stand in line and have him autograph that shit. And I was like, dude, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, they were banking on that one. And
yeah,
dude, Nick Castle, fucking awesome guy.
Yeah.
It also directed The Last Starfighter.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But yeah, a lot of cool, a lot of fucking merch, a lot of t-shirts. Man, if I had disposable income like that, I would have bought a ton of shit there. I will say I did like the shirts because I think the shirt you're wearing right now is from Nightmare Toys, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's a dope shirt. They had a bunch of cool ones too. I like the 80s one. But yeah, I think the knives, there's those big like butcher knives that we saw that were custom made. Remember they were like $200 a piece or some shit. Those were
they were
awesome,
beautiful.
Man.
They were beautiful.
Yeah, those were dope.
They were all crafted to like, you know, a Leatherface style blade, or you know, like it's just man.
Well, I don't want to end our review on CreepieCon without us talking about you meeting Catherine Corcoran.
Oh, I'm Paul, and this is Matt. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And I've been holding on to this one for a while,
Oh
and I wanted to ask if you can do your first name and your last name.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love this image.
Do you want it facing this way or this way? Do you have a preference?
No preference at all. However you
it.
wanted to do it.
Got it.
I am such a huge fan of this movie,
Oh my
the
God.
franchise. I've been watching it since All Hallows Eve.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you so much for like saving this. That means so much to us.
Oh, I had to. Awesome movie.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for coming out. This is so fun. This is my first one on the West Coast.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, glad to have you here.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
We're friends. I love this tag team.
Thank you. By the way, how do you say your last name? We were struggling with it.
Corcoran.
Corcoran.
You were right.
Almost.
You had it.
Yeah, I know. Everybody says it differently.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Because that was a big thing for you, right? I mean, for both of us, obviously, but there was intent with meeting her. So I'll let you tell that real quick.
Okay, I'll explain it like this. Oddly enough, you know, she played a wonderful character, and I only say that because I'm a horror fan, and she'll be an iconic character in history, because she's always going to be known as that girl that got hung upside down and split open with a hacksaw. Spoiler alert.
Oh man,
Terrifier. No, but yeah, so I have an autographed photo of Art the Clown. I love the guy. I've been following him since All Hallows Eve, which I'm going to tell you guys right now, by far probably my favorite Halloween inspired movie. It just takes a dark turn for the worse. I mean, you see these anthologies and they do push the limits. This one kind of goes way over the limits, and you just love it. It's just a full shocker. So I've loved Art the Clown since then, and Terrifier came out, and I was so happy to see that. And so she's in an iconic, what I would consider a franchise at this point. Yeah, she had the most iconic death on screen and stuff. Something
Nice.
will never burn out of our minds. I don't know if yeah, it's right here. It's right here. So we got Art the Clown on there, and then we got to meet her, and I had her sign her side.
Nice.
I have a special dude, I have a special way I want to store this.
Are you not going to frame it?
No, I am. I have a plan for it. I want to get like a frame, and I want to do some lighting behind it to give it like this glow, LED kind of thing.
Okay.
You know, I think I tested it with light behind it. It would just look so cool.
Nice.
In the dark like that, you know. So
Nice.
that's kind of where I was going with that.
Nice.
But yeah. So yeah, I think that was CreepieCon.
That was CreepieCon 2022.
It was fun. Really fun.
We should circle up on whether we're going to do Monsterpalooza or not. That's coming up in June in Pasadena, which is a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Pearl and I are talking about going.
I'm already planning on getting my tickets.
Okay. So we should make it official, and then we should probably find a healthier audio alternative, because I want to do again what we did last time. I think it'd be good for the kids at home to see some of the shit that we get to go do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So check
Good
it out.
times.
Monsterpalooza.com in June, and somewhere in Pasadena. I don't remember where at.
What did they say back in the old days? Come one, come all. You know, the ringmaster in the church or whatever. Not church, but circus. Same thing, you know.
So we leave CreepieCon, go back over to my parents' house, and we have dinner and, you know, hang out, start chilling. And then we get ready to have our Valentine's Day Mutant City Horror episode 5.
Oh, we had a special one for you guys.
So, well, since it was your idea, Matt, I'll let you tell the story. What was your plan?
Well, actually, I don't know if I want to delve too far into it, because what if we want to do it in the future?
Yeah, we can still do it. It's no big deal.
I won't get into the details, but we had a plan for all of you. It's very special.
Well, I'm gonna show footage of it, so you might as well just talk about
very special outdoorsy experience, you know, with my bro, my date for Valentine's Day, you know, broing out, watching a good Valentine's Day inspired thing, I would call it, you know.
So the idea was, hey, let's watch a horror movie that kind of toes the line with Valentine's Day, maybe a love story, right?
Yeah, I'd consider it somewhat of a weird love story.
And then let's set up an outdoor shoot for the podcast, right?
Yeah.
So
thought we'd do nice candlelight and moonlighting, and
I brought my canopy. So I bring my canopy, right? We set that up, and we set up the string lights, and we put it in my parents' backyard, and we get the lighting just right. There's like some pink and purple lighting, some undertones. It's a very romantic setup, to be honest.
We did a good job. We did a really good job.
What we didn't plan on was how windy it was going to be that weekend, because it fucked everything up. You can see in the clip, the lights are all over the place. It's actually shifting the canopy, which we couldn't bolt down because it's partially on cement, so you can't just hammer that shit in. It kept knocking over our soft boxes, the lights. I had to keep getting up and picking those up. Our notes were kind of flying all over the place. It was a shit show.
Yeah, it was.
And to make things worse, we sat there for a fucking hour and shot an episode, and our microphone lines were muted the entire fucking time. So we got an hour plus full of footage that has no sound.
So there you go. There's your Valentine's Day.
Dealing with fucked up microphones at CreepieCon earlier in the day, right? And we decided to just ditch them and use the onboard mic on the camera, and then fucking no audio on the microphones for the podcast, which honestly, now that I think about it, I don't know if I'm too mad about that, because the movie we watched, man, God, fucking A. So tie-in, we're talking earlier about Frankenhooker, Patty Mullins, directed by Frank Henenlotter. Frank Henenlotter goes on to direct the same fucking movie that Matt picked out for us to watch as our Valentine's episode, which was, what was it, Matt?
The movie was called Bad Biology.
And tell us what this movie's about, Matt.
So it's about two characters, right? They don't know each other. It's about a woman who's got a bit of a female frustration, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
She has a very big problem with her sexual relationship, that she needs to enforce violence into her sexual acts, and
that's one part of it. Yes.
And you know, sometimes she kind of has to go overboard and accidentally kill somebody.
Yeah, kind of like a praying mantis, right? Like the praying mantis will
Right.
mate, and then the female will kill the male. And
Yeah,
so
same with the Black Widow, stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
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 you're
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, yeah,
parasite
yeah.
kind of thing.
But like, why is it so frustrating for her?
So the woman's got 6 clitorises to fulfill.
Ah, got it.
We all know how hard it is to fulfill just one. Imagine 6 of them at once. You got to be a powerhouse, or Dwayne Johnson, maybe.
Or the male lead in this movie, because that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, a whole different thing. God, what was his name? I forgot.
don't remember.
No, Bats. His name was Bats.
Correct. You know, I lost all my notes on that thing. I don't know what my notes are.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so we're taking a shot in the dark on this one because it was about a month or so, a few weeks since we've seen it.
Almost 2 months ago, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, see, shit, even longer. So it's all going to come back to us here. So Bats happens to be this guy who's got a steroid addicted penis. I don't know. Mr. Henry Lawler, is that how you say it? I don't know.
Frank Henenlotter.
Frank, I'm sorry, I butchered your name. Don't know how you guys came up with this stuff, but whatever. You know, it seemed to work for this film. And yeah, he has steroid addicted penis. The doses weren't enough for it. He had to get something bigger, better. This guy gets him some stuff that gives his penis just a little too much strength. And the guy is constantly at war with his penis. There's literally a scene where somebody walks in on him in the bathroom and he's fighting his dick. It's just flopping around and shit like that. He's like, you know, he's being thrown up against the wall and stuff like that. Ultimate battle between, I'd say it's like a David and Goliath kind of thing. So he happens to be renting out some house to these guys. I think they're shooting porn, right?
Yes, correct.
So these guys are
here's okay. So this movie was absolute trash, and like not in the good way that we like for Mutant City Horror. Well, I guess it depends on who you ask. Matt fucking loves it. I think it was an absolute garbage movie. Side note, I thought it was hilarious that my mom sat there and watched it with us all the way through because she doesn't watch shit like that, but I guess
your heart,
part
Ellen.
of the show.
I can't believe you sat through that. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, wow, she really powered through that one, and she had a good time.
The only thing
laughing.
She was laughing at it, not with it.
I can only imagine that. You know.
The only thing that I really truly loved about that movie was all the hip hop associated with that movie. Some of the soundtrack, some of the actors in it, the guys who were shooting the porn in the house. 1 or 2 of the guys are from People Under the Stairs. Just some really like deep cut, like underground hip hop shit from like late 90s, early 2000s in there. So to me that was awesome to see some love in that regard. But other than that, yeah, that movie was fucking garbage. I encourage everybody to go out and watch that shit for themselves, but this is one I feel comfortable saying don't waste your time. Because here's the thing, and I think we argued about this on the podcast, right? And so when we went outside and we finally started shooting, before we go too long, I do want to mention that 2 things. Number 1, to match the mood, I was drinking Stella Rosa black wine, and you were drinking some kind of like strawberry vodka or something, right? What was that you were drinking?
Yeah, I think it was was it a pink lemonade vodka?
It was,
I think that's what it was.
I'm looking at the footage. Some kind of redness or pinkness to it, whatever it was.
Yeah, it's a pink lemonade vodka.
Here's the other thing that I wanted to mention before I forget, because I think it deserves a fucking huge shout out. One of our subscribers, I don't know how comfortable he is with putting his name out there like that, so I'll reserve his name, but one of our subscribers to the channel gifted us something for the show. If you recall our episode for
Things.
when did we do Things?
That was technically
November. That
episode
was
3.
our Thanksgiving episode. Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
And one of the things that we talked about in that episode was the Dippy Bird, right? And we made some reference to Darkman and whatnot. So Daryl, so one of our subscribers was kind enough to gift the show a Dippy Bird.
A Dippy Bird! Yay!
He loved
the
the conversation on it so much that he went out and bought us one. So thank you very much. It's going to be a very integral part of every show moving forward. Get this guy posted over here. So what I was saying was, I disagreed with you wholeheartedly in that this was even a horror movie. I mean, there was a couple death scenes in it, but like, I don't know. To me, it lacked all the elements of any typical horror movie. So I don't know. For that reason, plus the fact that like it was a stupid. It was a funny premise, but like the novelty wore off for me, like early into the movie. So I don't know. Not one that I would revisit.
I don't know. I think horror movies, like they have a certain kind of like arch in a way. Like I feel like they don't have to strictly be based on scares and stuff like that either. That I think sometimes they try to build an atmosphere and an uncomfortable feeling, which I believe this movie was kind of going for, but probably didn't deliver as well as, let's say a Cronenberg movie or something, familiar with like body horror type shit. Like that's kind of what this was. It was kind of like a body horror type thing, about a couple mutant people. Bats met the girl with 6 clitorises, forgot her name. I'm sorry. She learned about his steroid addicted penis, and she's thinking in her head, wait, maybe this is it. Maybe he's the match. He's the one I need. I need his dick inside me. That's what she said. It's not what I'm saying. Let's clarify. So
don't be shy.
It was our first date, and he was fighting with his dick the whole time. Actually, I kind of forgot what happened from there. Somewhere along the lines, the guy's penis got away from him. Forgot how that happened.
Detachable penis.
Dude, that's exactly when I first watched the movie, and I saw that. I was like, dude, that is the definition of a detachable penis. Yeah. So his penis gets away, and it's kind of like you lost your keys or something. He gets up, he's like, wait, where's my dick? His dick is gone. And then cuts to this, I don't know if it's an apartment building. Yeah, it's like the local apartments, right? Or it's like house to house, like they're real close or something like that.
Sure.
The penis is going through air ducts and like little vents and shit like that, creeping into the next house, which happens to be some like sexy co-ed just in her underwear, like vacuuming or some shit, and then I pretty sure the grape word was involved, but I don't know if she actually died or not. But yeah, the penis got to her, and then went on to the next one, and the next one happens to be some other super hot co-ed in like some nighty or something like that, reading a book, like, because that's what these like really hot like co-ed kind of
all home girls, in the middle of the day, all of them fit, and all of them lounging around their house naked, like just typical girl stuff. So
right. So yeah, I get it, cliche. Anyways, this thing goes and attacks her, and eventually I think it overworked itself, right? It somehow, they're looking around for it, they can't find it. It eventually comes home, and it's
withered and dried out. Yeah.
It pretty much
ran out of juice.
Yeah, ran out of juice. The Energizer Bunny was not there to save me this time. You know, learning this, of course, the main actress, she you know, she sees that her potential match is now withered and dying, and you know, she tries to bring it back to life. I don't remember exactly how that went down. I don't even remember how it exactly ended. I know death was involved.
I think they both died.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, they both died.
Yeah, somehow they both died.
Yeah, so
that's how bad this movie was. It's not even memorable because you've seen that movie before. We watched it, and so yeah, it was what it was.
It exists.
That's the thing.
If you choose to watch it, Bad Biology. It was made in 2008. It's for some people. It's probably not for others.
Yeah.
Have a good time either way.
Well, it happened. CreepieCon happened. Bad Biology happened. All that other stuff happened. Looking forward to what's to come. And Matt, you were very successful at convincing me not to let on too much about what's coming, but I know both you and I are really super excited about what's coming. So why don't you tell the kids at home what's coming up?
All right, my man Rated-PG over here gave us a special thing that we got coming on for you guys. So it's very special. We're gonna be proud to give this to you, and I'm looking forward to it. We're both looking forward to it. You know, he had talked about it with me in excitement. I can't wait. I think it's gonna be fun. So please tune in, and you're gonna want to tune in all the way. Much thanks to those that are listening and, you know, viewing our podcast.
That's all you want to say on it?
Well, unless there's something else I forgot on it.
No, I don't know. It just
no,
I think
we're excited about it. That's why
I'm a big fan of connecting the dots, right? So, you know,
right.
6 degrees of separation or whatever that's called. Like tonight, right? We met St. Matthews, someone we never heard of. Sorry, those Trulies are kicking in. Who is making a movie with Patty Mullins, who played Frankenhooker, which was directed by Frank Henenlotter, who also directed Bad Biology, which is the movie that we talked about on our podcast. That's actually 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, we went a full circle. I forgot about that. I mean, damn. Yeah.
So in the spirit of picking movies, I wanted there was a few that I had on my list, and there was one that showed up, and that one ties into another one, and that other one ties into another one, and kind of, so we're going to do a little thing kind of like that, so put some pieces together for you, and you know, with a few movies, and we think it'll be fun. I mean, it's nothing outside of the norm of us watching a movie and talking about it, but I think the way that it comes together is kind of cool. So either way, yeah, that's it. Until next time, promise to put these out a little bit quicker, and you know, see what we can do about shooting these more often.
Yes, very sorry about the delay.
I do get a lot of shit from people in the realm of like, what the fuck? Where's the next one?
It just disappeared, right? We just disappeared 100%. Off the face of the earth.
So
it was a flat earth, and we took a dip on the corner and shit. I'm just kidding. No offense to flat earthers, but I still find the idea ridiculous nonetheless.
All right, kids, be safe, have fun. We'll see you on the next one.
Absolutely. You guys take care. Mutant City Horror.